Dude, what are you making all this noise in here for? What the are you doing?
Around. Surprised you're not across the goddamn mountain. Oh, sorry. You're not.
So, what we're doing is we're putting in, so we got two squeezes in here. We got a 96, a 99. One's got a 3-stage, one's got a 2-stage mass. We did a bunch of work to this one last winter. Doing a little work to this 99. A couple of things, we're putting this air conditioner in. So one of the biggest problems with all these old squeezes, AC never works. Like, it sucks. The new squeezes work awesome. This is an aftermarket AC kit. We're putting that in. We've, like I said, you can see this one. We already did this one. I'll show you what it looks like when it's kind of done. But we're having to, this one worked pretty well last summer. So you can jump up in there and kind of take a look. But basically, so this is a replacement unit, and then the lines, what we did is we just ran the line up the post, and then they're coming up here, and then they're going through the roof. That was the easiest way for us to mount it. We put a rubber mat from Pacific Rubber, which is local to us in Eugene, Oregon. We put a rubber mat in the floor. We're trying to dampen the sound. We put some headliner. Dude, I've ran these things. Usually I'll get pissed off, rip the interior out when I paint them, and then we don't put the interior back, and they're really loud and they're hot. So I can tell you that getting a decent interior in it was huge, and we tinted the windows. So the big thing that I've been trying to do with these older squeezes is make them more comfortable for the operators. So anything we can do to cool them. So getting an AC that actually works, tinting the windows. We typically go like 50% on the tint, because if you get it too dark, you can't see shit out of them. And one trick to tinting is, what I found is, even when I do my tractors, I don't like to do the windshield or the back window on the squeezes. I typically will do the side windows. So even on a tractor, if you do the side windows, if you're concerned, like with an older tractor, do your side windows first, if anything. Typically your front and backs, the majority of your sun's coming from the sides, just like your vehicle, right? And then, so that's helped tremendously. But the one thing I wanted to show you guys was the big difference between these machines is the mass. So this actually has a 2-stage, that's got a 3-stage. What's that mean? One goes higher than the other one. Why we use 3 stages, I'm gonna show you that. Because without a 3-stage, we can't do anything around here. So in most areas, the squeeze mass are only 2-stage because they're only going to go too high. So you can see in this squeeze, there's like 2 carriages basically, or 2, I mean, this is the carriage, but there's 2 rails. So your outside rail, your inside rail, and this is your carriage. If you go check out this one's going to have 3 stages. So you can see right here, now we got 3. So what this does is this gives us more lift. We're actually getting ready right now. We're changing these forks out. So this fork and this tube I just ordered from Ed at Sunny D. We're putting a whole new clamp on it. This one, these are solid forks, and we've welded on these. We've retubed them. Honestly, I used to love solid forks, but when it comes to moving straw of big bales, I'm actually going to the hollow forks. And I'll show you, you can kind of tell the difference. So what I mean is this fork right here is solid steel, but I don't think they have as much taper in them. If you're squeezing small bales, I think that the solid forks are better, because the fork, when you go, doesn't have as much taper. So what I mean by taper is basically like this fork is gonna have taper in it this way. And when you're unloading or moving small bales, it's harder to go into the blocks. You have a tendency of pushing bales out of the other side. And so that's why I like to have solid forks for 3-tie. We don't do small bales around here anymore. We basically do all big bales. And so I'm gonna show you this fork, because it's got, these forks are hollow, and they're gonna have more taper. I hope I'm right. Yeah, no, this is a hollow fork. And so there's more taper in this fork, and so the tip is narrower. So when you go in on small bales, if you're not paying attention, you can push bales out the other side. So we're putting brand new clamp, brand new tubes on that machine. That's one reason why it's in here. So it's getting an air conditioner, new tubes. And then even this one, you can see almost needs new tubes. We've welded these tubes up, but they'll crack here. A lot of guys don't grease their tubes. We do. We have an air grease set up, because I can tell you the biggest problem with these type of clamps is guys not greasing them. And so you can see this one right here, it's lubed up. Check out all that grease. It's a mess, but it works. So that's a big thing. This thing's that's got a Detroit, this has got a Cummins, but besides that, they're basically just good old machines. Yeah, this one's got the Detroit in it. We need to do, I was telling you about interior. This one's still got all the kind of the factory interior in it, but when we get done with this whole air conditioner project, then we're gonna probably put some new interior in it. It's got factory tint, so we'll probably put some tint on the sides to help with it. And so we're just trying to get the air conditioner done. We've had it for like 3 years and we haven't got it on. So it's one of my winter projects. So we typically do like at least 2 projects a year, and we've got a lot that aren't done. Like tons of projects around here that aren't done. So like we've got a set of trailers that we started on, which I'll show you over here. When we get this part of the shop done, we're actually gonna pull a set of trailers in here and start working on those. But we got a lot of shit in here. This is all Sturmont rake parts. You can see we took off all the Sturmont rakes off the balers. So we're getting ready Rick's still gotta get this hood painted. We got a truck. The driver ad. So if any of you guys have seen my ad for truck drivers, so I have this app that we built where we can go help you find truck drivers, and it works. We get like 3 to 4 qualified driver leads a week. Sorry, I'm wrong. We get 3 to 4 driver leads a month from our truck driver app. So if you're a trucking company and you need truck drivers, I've got a really fast, simple way that we can help find qualified truck drivers for you. All you got to do is go to 104coaching.com. I've got a link on there. It says if you need to find truck drivers, click on the link and then you can book a call with us. It's what I'm using in my company to find truck drivers. So if you see the video, there's a truck with a whole screwed up fender on it. That's what this hood's for. But we don't have time. Like we got all these projects. So, and if anybody like wants to help Rick in the shop and you want a job, like you love restoring trucks or projects and you live local to like the Eugene, Junction City, Corvallis area, you have to live around Oregon. Hey, Pete's here to work on the squeeze, so this is gonna be great because he's probably gonna bitch at me because he hates doing this stuff. He's a tractor mechanic, he's not a squeeze guy. So he just showed up, so it's gonna be great timing. But we are hiring for mechanics, so anybody if you have millwright experience, if you've worked on trucks, we love to do projects, we're always working on stuff. So you can go to boundshay.com, you can apply. Put in your application that you want to work in the shop, because we get a lot of applications, but we don't post much about mechanic positions. But if you're watching this video, you love to work on stuff, we got tons of projects. These are our Sturmont rakes. So dude, it's cold out here. I'm not used to this stuff. We gotta get the heater going in here. Mm-hmm. So these are our Sturmont rakes. We put these are on the balers. You guys see the rakes on the balers. We pulled them off. We're gonna go through. Been talking to guys at Sturmont. What I like is they're telling me what I should be looking for. So we're gonna look at these pins. We might update some of these, or we just really want to look over the pins here. There's bushings in here, so we went ahead and pulled them off because we're also going to get new balers. So we're got to put these rakes on our new balers, and then we're going to go through these rakes to make sure they're ready for the year. And then another cool thing that we're going to do is fires scare the shit out of me, okay? So if you see, I got a whole bunch of water tanks in here. These are actually going to go on the back of our new baler. So if you guys are looking I just Googled these guys. This is why you guys need to have a website, because I just literally Googled water tanks, found this guy. Here's the phone number. Don't know him, but he did what he said he was gonna do. He shipped me 4 water tanks, built just the way I wanted them. They were totally like everybody gets the old Northern, like I even bought some of these. But he custom built these for me. So these are actually made to go in the back of like a side-by-side or a Rhino, and the measurements are going to fit perfect on the back of the baler. So each one of our balers is going to have a water tank, it's going to have a hose, because there's nothing worse than a fire on a baler. So once we get all this stuff out of here, we're going to pull a set of trailers in here, and then we're going to work on those. I'll give you guys a little preview because we got to run back to the hay press, but I'm going to shoot a little video of the hay trailers so you guys can see what that is we're working on. And then we're going to come over here and give Pete a bunch of shit. Hey dude, what are you doing in here? Yeah, that's going to be good. What are you doing? What are you making all this noise in here for? What the fuck are you doing?
Stop around. Surprised you're not across the goddamn mountain. Oh, sorry. You're not videotaping or something, are you?
Good, dude.
Oh, you don't need to hear that.
Look, if you want to talk it.
No,
he's
don't be saying that
he's
shit.
gonna hide. So what do you think about this? Do you hate these?
Well, it's not that big a deal, but
So what's
it's trying to figure out
where to run the
route
fucking
hoses.
lines? Because those ones we did up the post, right?
Right.
And then we came
so
in.
That's what I'm thinking with this one. I'm going to go down the post in the back.
You know, these guys should turn the heater on in here, huh?
It's okay. I got my insulated trellis. But, in some of them, I went through the roof and down outside, but I can't.
Yeah.
I don't want to go down through here,
Right.
but
So you're gonna go through the back, you think?
I don't, and I don't want to cut a hole in here and go down. So I'm thinking, like I did on the other one, is I just went down through the floor
Oh, sure. Yeah.
and brought everything through the floor.
Yeah.
That's totally different than the one we even did before.
Really?
Well, because the holes.
These ones are different. Those ones. So
That one mounted here.
these ones all mount up here.
The one, that one we did mounted here.
Yeah, that's how the old ones are.
And then those bolt holes don't match those bolt holes.
Got
I
it.
was just going to put the two together and use the same bolts, but they don't.
Got it.
But I had to get spacers out of
Sure.
your brass section to clear those airlines.
Oh, because the airlines for the horns and shit are
Right,
there.
and I don't want to bolt it tight against that.
No. Yeah, for the horns and all that stuff.
Right, so now it's just a matter of
Just running the
running the
hoses.
hoses, but trying to figure out how to make them
And this is a red dot kit, right? Or
right.
yeah.
Right. But I don't know if you ordered
It's not.
the top unit and the bottom unit, they must be separate because they're two different numbers.
I don't remember. It was like we ordered them like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I know.
And did Double D, he already put the compressor on, right?
I think. Yeah. I think we were. Yeah. Because that
Because he
must
probably
be.
needed it.
Yeah. Well,
with the belt.
well, this thing had an air conditioner, and I think we put a new compressor on it for the old system, and then the old system just wasn't working well.
Right, but that's the new compressor.
Yeah, I think
because you've got new compressors for all of them.
Yeah, that's probably the new compressor.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to use.
Yeah, I would just use
And
that
then
one.
the wire for it.
It's right there,
I found it down.
buried somewhere.
found it down here somewhere. It's down there somewhere. But anyway.
So what was the deal? So when we talked about that transmission, the engine on that tractor, the
Right.
one, so what were you thinking on that? That was
Just get a long block.
just get a long block for that.
So
And
we take all the components off the old motor
Okay.
and put on the new exhaust manifold, intake
everything,
manifold.
and that was the best way to do it,
Yeah.
right? When you did the research,
Right. And
Yeah.
that's the way I did it with Eric's.
With Eric's, right? You did a long block on it.
Versus buying a short block and then use the old head.
Got it.
Or buying a complete motor, which, how many times you don't need a starter, you don't need all
No.
this other crap.
No, they always run really good before they blow up.
Right.
The thing was fucking running good.
Unfortunately with that, the oil pan is part of the frame.
Right.
So you lift the pan, leave the pan there, and you lift the whole motor out of the pan.
Yeah. It's crazy, huh?
Yeah. So what were they doing?
What are we doing?
This wall is new, right?
Yeah. So we did you not look
This
over
is
here?
what you were talking about them
Well,
parting around for such a long time?
yeah, well, the problem with this building is the hay press was in here,
Right.
and we've totally destroyed this building
Right.
with forklifts, And so what was you can't really see it, but this wall wasn't straight. We had just posts in here, right? Well, we had to frame this wall is like this thick because to try to find a straight line, we had to keep going farther out because it was like this, right? And then we had metal posts. We had, they were bent. We shoved them back. So it was like, okay, we got to frame out to straight so we can just get a damn straight line.
Right.
And so that's what took so long. And we had knocked so many poles out, hitting it with the hay squeeze. The fucking roof was sank so bad. We had to jack the damn whole barn up to get, and then frame it back straight. Because the hay press was in here, we were running the squeeze in here, and we were just hitting shit all the time.
And this wasn't the loading dock?
The loading dock used to be here.
Right.
Yeah, and you can see out here,
the
concrete's all here. So this is actually, there's a whole, like you can back a semi-trailer down and there's a sump pump and everything still. So I'm
just going to use this for storage?
Well, I'm actually going to bring like my hay, I got a set of hay trailers I've been working on. So I want to use this for like paint prep.
Oh.
And I don't really want to paint in here.
Right.
Like I'll take it to Neil or someone. They can sand it. They can, like this hood, because when you're sanding all that, you don't want all that shit out there, right?
No.
And then I got to get my.
And then put what? Like a side suction fan?
Yeah, I'll just get something. Yeah, a fan just to get it out of here.
Suck it out. Yeah.
And then Carson's coming in and plumbing this whole place with stainless airlines. Oh. And we're putting oil tanks in.
Okay.
Or totes, and so they're
bulk tanks.
And they're going to have everything on a reel.
Yeah.
So this bay out here is going to be a lube bay.
Okay.
So where you're working now.
So you drive in.
Yep.
And drive out.
Yep. And all the lube, the heater's going in here, and then I'm going to push a fan to push the heat, so you can heat here or in there. And then there's going to be a bulk waste oil tank. So when they change oil, it'll go to the tank.
You can
and then
suck it out.
Yep, suck it out to that.
Right
and then that's teed right into the heater.
Yeah.
So they'll never have to put oil in the heater.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And then this will basically just be a space for them to sand and work on.
So I see there still.
Yeah, it's the worst.
What happened with that?
Well, this is just, they say that these new Cummins, you only get like 300,000 or 400,000, but we got 669 on it.
Oh, okay.
So we got
You got twice as much.
We got twice as much as what people claim, but we have a truck in the shop that's got 7 something. So we're getting they're not million-mile motors anymore. The old trucks, like truck 3 with the cats, we used to get $1 million out of them.
So he just pretty much
we're just
in-framed
we're just in-framing it.
Just it's not like it was getting grenade.
No, it was getting water. I think he was getting water in the oil.
Right, but it didn't hurt
the
bearings or anything.
No.
So I mean, shoot, you just roll new bearings in and you're done.
Yeah. We went over. We put a PDI kit on it because we're trying to get, these trucks are notorious. These engines have heat issues.
Oh.
So we went to some just aftermarket stuff to try to get some increased capacity for. Like there's a double oil cooler, and stuff like that, just to get
what
more.
They're doing, running in the
fucking
field,
straw, and the dust, and the dirt. They get hot.
Yeah, they get hot.
Well, and the problem with these new trucks, the fan sucks more shit in them than just driving down the road.
Yeah. And they're air-operated fans.
Yeah.
So
the minute you hit the field,
it just sounds like
it sounds like a fucking airplane, and it's sucking
everything
right off the ground. Right into your radiator. And then these things have your condenser, your radiator. They put all this shit right in the front, and then you can't get in there to blow them out. So then they don't blow. Well, they try to blow them out, but this is what the blowout is, right? It's like,
right.
And then it's like, hey, dude, my truck's overheating. It's like,
well, you look between it, and I go, dude, this is freaking plug.
There's a flake of hay between them. No, we get those ones now that have the holes in the, the ones you can put, like Mac guy has them, whatever. You can try to get in there and get that.
Holes that go this way, and they plug the end, and it.
Yeah, but I still have to, I like to have them pull the radiator and the intercooler once a year, like after straw season.
Yeah.
Pull that shit off in the shop and clean it, because, it's like tractors.
Well, they're so plugged, you can't, you could blow and blow and blow.
So yeah, the injectors just showed up. So now he was waiting on injectors, and so now he can get it back together.
Are these electronic injectors? Or they're just mechanical? They're just. Oh yeah, so they're still mechanical.
Yep.
Yeah. They're not electronic. So
here you go. There they are.
Well, you're doing it.
Yeah,
might as well replace them.
Well, that's the thing. We're already this far along, right? So why not? The only thing, we put a head on it. We pretty much did.
Oh, it did need a new head?
I think we just put a head on it. I can't remember. We already were there, so it was like we were gonna send it in, but we just did a head. you know.
By the time you send it in, the replaced valve.
Let's say if the head was $5,000, right? Well, fuck, by the time you screw around in it.
Right. You
And,
surface it.
and there's not, we have it, so let's just say for some reason we need one, or I told him, let's put a little bit more into this one. We have more spare parts.
How many trucks have these motors?
Oh, fuck, probably at least a half a dozen.
So
I've
it'd
got
be
plenty.
worth maybe sending the old head out?
I
Have
think,
it
no,
rebuilt,
it would be worth
wrap
us.
it up,
No, it would be.
seal it, and stick it in the corner.
Yeah, it'd be worth us having the head.
Yeah.
Well, like we weren't going to put a turbo on it, and then he ended up robbing this turbo for a different truck, so we ended up putting a new turbo on this truck. But that's how, we actually, this thing turned into a parts warehouse about the last month, because, as more shit's breaking down, we're pulling stuff off this. I'm like, well, okay, we got to stop robbing parts, we got to get it back together. So yeah, it's going
turbos,
good. Well, they wear out.
Bearings wear out, then it starts sucking oil and all.
Well, this one, I think actually we'd put a new turbo on this one because it did go out, and then another one went out. So this was a brand, a second brand new one.
Right.
It was brand new 6 months ago.
Yeah.
So he's like, hey, I'll throw that on that truck because it had,
and
then
the turbos are all the same.
Yep, yeah.
So,
I think where it changes, and I'm not, like I said, I don't.
But that might not be a bad deal if you have a spare.
Yeah, half of our trucks have.
Send it away, get new seals, new bearings.
Yeah, it's all done.
So all we got to do is put it in.
Rick, does the new truck, so the newest Cummins we have, are the turbos the same on those ones too, or are they different?
Pretty sure they're all the same.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Yeah.
So you don't have a spare turbo though?
No.
Okay. So every turbo's being used.
Yeah, we're using them all. And then the head, we were just talking about the head. We put a,
Yeah, that's a brand new head from PDI, so they don't need a core. So we have
Okay.
the other one over here.
So you send that head away and get it rebuilt. Then you got a spare.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no sense throwing it away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they can rebuild it cheaper and you can buy a new one, but still, that
Yeah.
way you got a spare.
Yeah, we got a
somehow.
spare. Yeah, we have one. That's good.
So those are just mechanical. Those aren't electric.
They're electric.
Are they electrical?
Yep.
They are. It's that new.
Yeah, this is 16.
The early
On tractors, when did they
overhead
change?
cams, yeah. These are electronic.
Did they go, was there what,
2005 is when they changed.
when they changed? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, this is 6, yeah.
So you got to reprogram the ECU then? For it?
You have to reset the learned injector values. You gotta reset them, so.
I mean, these aren't anything bigger. They're still the stock
Yeah, it's a stock, yep.
size and
Yep,
all that.
yep, exactly.
Yeah, we don't do that big shit around here. Fucking
in, put a chip in it,
be doing
dude.
rear ends and shit, like,
Tuner.
we got enough,
You know who drives them?
yeah, we gotta keep them on the road. That's the first, they can't hide is the problem.
Yeah.
So when they get out of line, I get a text message really fast. It's like self-policing, that color. And if there's any other orange truck, even if this is not ours, we know about that one too. Because every orange truck, I own every one of them, no matter where they're at. Alexa works in the office, her fiance bought a log truck just like that.
And it's that color.
It's that color. I told him, fuck dude, you better behave.
You're getting into logging.
Yeah, no, we'll be, yeah. Like Dylan, don't get me in trouble.